Hello everybody, this is Greldán speaking, coming to you from my C18, almost C19 as you see up in where underneath the castle. This is War and Order, WaO. This castle is on Kingdom 612, and I am going to go over a very good thing that a lot of people won't tend to look over, especially new players. Um, as far as research. So, as you see, this castle is, as I said, C18 going on 19. My college needs to be upgraded big time. I haven't been lacking in my research, but I have not. I just been getting a lot of the smaller things done. Um, I wish I spent more time on my research than I have been, um, because especially after preparing for this video today, I learned a lot. But I'm gonna first go over the five different tiers that you have. You have the resources, military, guardian force, city defense, and development. Guardian force, you don't unlock that type of research until you hit C15 and your castle gets to level 15, because that has to do with your angels that you unlock. Very, very good added into your military. But now, so I'm going to first start by going over the resource tier. Now, I usually try to keep this as maxed as possible. The sickle one right there, that has to do with gathering food. Using this account, I never gather food, so I use my farms for doing that, so I don't really bother with raising that up. Now, we're going to be looking mainly at the percentages here. I mean, because if you look here, alright, my load increase is at an increase of 20%. So, let's say I have a full set of T2 cavalry out gathering. T2 Calv has a load of 18. So, real quick to do the math, you got 18 load, and I send out 61,000 troops at a time. Alright, so times 61 by 18, you get, that's 4,800, and then, you get, sorry for not doing the math on this beforehand. Um, 8, 9, 10, and 3 zeros. You got 1,098,000 load in one march. Now, I don't have that many T2 cavalry, sadly. I usually try to keep up about 20k T2 cal, but sadly sometimes I accidentally send it into attacks and it goes flop. Um, so that's the only real uh, big deal with resources is the load increase. You also got speed, which if you're active and you want that, you want your troops back as soon as possible so you can send them out. The speed is also very good to have. So now, but if you take that 1,098,000 load and you take 20% of that, alright, so 20% of 1,098,000 is roughly an extra 500,000 more load. So yeah, you're getting way more load than you would on a regular basis. So yeah, that's the main thing with resource research, because you have times for all of it, and then these top two, those are just for actual production output inside your castle from your wood mill and your farms that are inside. Your depot Always keep your depot as max as possible because that helps protect your resource capacity. Um, you got your alloy drill, which is for stone production output, and then you got your pickaxe, which I'm still working on getting built up. That's to help actually gather stone. I gather stone a lot, so that's big for me. And then your blast furnace raises iron mine production output, and then your mine cart, which is what I can't wait to get. That's to actually raise the iron gathering speed itself. Uh, that's one of the main stone and iron are the main things that I mine on my main because those are very important. So now to go into the development, you got architecture. Architecture raises your building construction speed by when you max it out a total of 10%. So you say you got your castle, which takes days to upgrade. Like mine currently took 5 days, and I still have 3 more days. Yeah, 3 more days and 3 hours and 33 minutes. So imagine that if I didn't have the 10%, well, it's currently at 9% building increase. I'd be sitting at even more time. Like I'd probably be at 4 more days right now instead of three. So it's definitely something that comes in handy for those who don't spend a lot and um, don't have the resources. Now physique, that's your stamina recovery speed, which is good if you attack a lot of monsters. I need to start catching up on monster attacking because I think it's too boring for me. But and then the rapid march is for only for when you are attacking monsters. Do not upgrade that thinking that you are going to get it for upgrading your speed in attacks on other castles. Research methods that of course raises your technology research speed. Tax reduction is something else that I suggest starting to get. It lowers your transport taxes. Alliance Science has something similar to this, and it helps big time because, I mean, you're dishing out almost half of what you send, so it's very good to actually get that reduction. Your healing, that increases the speed. Now, this right here, wounded conversion, this is a big deal for a lot of people because when you send out troops to battle other castles, they usually die flat out. But this actually gives when I max it out at next college level, it'll come out to 5% of the killed will convert into wounded. Now that's the main thing about the development that I wanted to show you guys because everything else is pretty much the same, um, just different higher levels. Now city defense. This goes deeper into the game. You got your actual sturdy defense, which increases your walls and allows it takes longer to burn you down, and also helps in the actual defensive fight as well. Then you have your golems. Now, people tend to lack on recruiting golems. I don't whatsoever. Like I'm recruiting golems right now, and as you see right there, it says only 73 are recruiting because that's all that I need for to actually set up my full max golem amount right now, um, which would be at 2,600. Now, without the research that I have already in the city defense or in the defensive section. Uh, for example, your Golem Legion is what increases that. So without my 4 ranks in that, I would be sitting at a max of 400 golems. You can't recruit past your max. And that's the same thing with angels. You can recruit more than what they or than the golems, but there is a cap to that, and I'll show you that in a minute. Um, but yeah, like you get into the actual golem recruitment, which increases the speed, the attack for golem blade, and the defense for golem armor, which all can benefit you very well in the end. Now, alliance defense is something that I'm still trying to figure out, but it says it raises the max hit points of defense troops. Defense troops are all odd tier troops. So yeah, so any troop that is odd tier, you'll have a hit point bonus to this. But why it's called alliance defense, I'm not sure because it has nothing to do with your actual alliance. Now to get into Guardian Force. Now, as I said, my college level is only 15, so this is as far as I can go. It's just this one Angel Rally, all right. But your Angel Rally is what increases the speed. Your Angel Formation is what allows you to recruit more Angels at once. Your Alliance or your Angel hit points, attack, and defense. Then you got your Guardian conversion. Now, when your troops die after level 15, and you unlock the angels, you get souls. And those souls can be converted into guardians, angels. You got your different tiers of angels. When you get those souls, there's a cap that you can get per day. And with that cap, that's how many you can actually start recruiting. So don't go into a battle saying, "Oh, I'm going to purposefully kill all these troops so I can make my angels." I've done that when I first started. It was a huge mistake. I did not know that there was a cap to it, but yeah, and it also increases the actual set a percentage that it converts. It's more better. It's very, very fun to have angels, to see them march into combat. It's just flat out awesome. Now for the final section, the military. Now this is probably going to be the longest section that I break down. Military has a lot of percentages that I want people to know. Now the main percentage is 5% for most of this stuff. Once it's maxed out, as you see, I don't have most of my physiques maxed out. I don't have my leadership maxed out, and then the actual armors, like the shields, the robes, and stuff like that. I don't have that maxed out yet either. Still working on that. And here's the thing about these things. All right, the weapons up here, all right, the sword, the staff, the bow, and the horsemanship. I prefer to keep the cavalry research to a minimum because I don't send that stuff out into attacks. Now they all add up 5%. Those are for the attacks, the top tier, top row. All right, then you have your defense or your hit points, which is the second row. Alright, and then you have your defense, which is the third row. Now, all of these add 5% to those troops that are either marching or in your castle. Now, my usual setup, I send 45% archers, 45% mages, and 10% infantry. Now, I actually went through and pre-did the math here, and so with my current march at 61,000 troops per march, I send out 6,100 infantry, and I send out 27,450 archers and 27,450 mages. With that being said, let me go into the actual troop itself. I recently took a huge hit. I do not have my usual archers and mages that I like to send out. I don't want to get into what happened. Just know that I will be recovering. With that being said, now I want you to look over here on the right side of your screen. Alright, you see battle power, hit points, attack, defense, range, movement speed, and load. Now we're going to take three main stats there, which are hit points, attack, and defense. Alright, your hit points are 446 on the archers, your attack is 87, your defense is 26. Now, when you times that by 27,450, alright, your archer's base hit points is then equal to 12,242,700. Alright, the attack is set to 2,388,150, and the defense is set to 713,700. Now, after that 5% for the attacks for the attack bonus, all right, the increase for the attack is 119,407 7 attack power. The increase for the hit points 612,135, and the increase for the defense is 35,685. I did the math. It is like sending 1,372 extra troops, which is a big deal when you get down to business in a major attack setting later on in major kingdoms. This is how this works. All right, and then later on you start to unlock the extra tiers of this stuff, and you can start increasing this percentage even more. From 5% to 15% is what it goes up to. All right. And for the mages, I did it for the mages as well. All right, after doing 27,450 troops, your hit points are 7,960,500. Your attack is 2,141,100, and your defense is 411,750. All right, after the 5% increase to each, you have 8,358,525 hit points, 2,248,155 attack power, 432,337 defense. That is an increase of 398,025 hit points, 107,055 attack, and 20,587 defense. So, as I said, these are big increases just from these researches that you have in your military. Huge increases, and I do not want people to forget this. Now, the last section I want to get into here is alliance science, because alliance science is something else that people tend to forget, except for main people in alliances. They don't ever forget to donate. All right, now donations are a huge deal because you can also get into alliance expansion. When you get alliance expansion, you can actually then go into how many members you can add into your alliance, which then can help you donate more, help you defend your troops more. You get more active members, stuff like that. My alliance that I'm in, the Archangels, we are currently on Alliance Expansion 7. That's very big. Now, the three tiers that you have for this are producing, war, and other. Other is for things like Alliance Expansion, plant flags, which increases your flag limit, Alliance Assistance, which raises the max number of soldiers allies can send to defend your city. Alright, tax collection, which the tax rate collected within your territory is raised. Alright, stuff like this. It's very good to get these up pretty fast. Now, war, you have all extra bonuses to what I had already broke down in the military section. Now, resilient shield, that increases all that by by more percentage based off of how high the level is of of the research. Resilient rider does that with cavalry. Resilient bow, it increases the attack of your archers. Resilient robe increases the defense of your mages. Attack blade increases the attack of your infantry. Attack ride infantry is the same thing just with cavalry. And it goes on and on. And these are just more percentage increases to those numbers I said earlier. And you already know those numbers are high. It's so crazy how research can help with your stuff. And now now under your producing, you got fruit harvest, transplanting, which is for getting for gathering or for making your wood. You got stone collecting, iron refining, food gathering, wood gathering. Goes so deep into detail. No, civil engineering raises building construction speed, which is just like what I said in the development section of the research tiers. This stuff, these percentages add up. These percentages do make a difference. They are a very major aspect of this game, and oftentimes later on in the game, when you got castles that are the same level warring against each other, the castle that has the highest power from their college is going to most likely wind up winning. That's how this game works. All right, and in your Lord info, if you go to Lord skills and you actually break down even this is more percentage added into things. All right, this is more attack. This is more defense. This is more just overall greatness for your troops, for your stuff. And don't get me wrong, then you get later on get battle SOS, which utterly can annihilate if you know what you're doing with it and you got a good strategy. This game rocks. The research rocks. The aspect of the game, the strategy is awesome. Alright, if you guys haven't played this and you're just watching this just because, alright, I suggest playing this game. This game is going to be one of the best strategy games of all time, hands down. And I'm just glad to be able to play it early on before it gets big like Clash of Kings. Alright, and before more people start taking advantage of the packs. And don't get me started on how different the packs are in this game. But overall, this game, the strategy, the resources, the technologies, the researching, everything comes into play when you play this game. It is just that amazing. It is that fun, and I'm glad to be a part of it. So, once again, as I said in the beginning of this video, this is Greldán. Thank you for watching. Please feel free to subscribe or drop a like. I'll be making more videos like this, and I'll also still be doing a few more game testing here soon. Waiting for a specific game to come out before I start doing that. It's another game made by Camel Games, which is the maker of the War and Order game you guys are watching this video for, and it's called Titan Throne. Alright, it's been released in another country. I've seen some of the gameplay. This game also looks just as amazing as this game. I can't wait to be able to test it out. But once again, thank you for your time. Feel free to watch the next video at some point, and Greldán signing out.